Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Tyler Ellison, and I'm joined by my friend Starshine of the Sasani universe. And today we are going to be bringing forth the Sasanian entity RYOKAH, who I channel regularly and who I will be channeling at the Dawn of Disclosure contact, retreat, and festival that is taking place in Sedona, Arizona, the 3rd through the 5th of January. That is 2025. So that's just a few weeks away. I'm going to be there. My friend Rob Gauthier. This is one of the many channel panel-based events he's done. It's the newest iteration of it. And Rob's gotten a great lineup. We have Sean Swanson of the Yael. He's a human, but channels a Yaelian being. We also have the legendary Daryl Anka performing there, channeling Bashar. So you will be able to see Bashar channeled by Daryl Anka live. He's also doing workshops there. So people that want to train with Daryl Anka, you have that opportunity. Furthermore, man, it's Jamie Price. I could keep going. It is a powerful lineup. One of my close friends, Tony Ghazi, will also be there. And Tony's been really rising as a channel. It's been amazing to see his powerful ascent. Me and him actually know each other from the RYOKAH materials, which is quite amazing. And he really took the inspiration that he received from all of these different channelers and teachers, and he found, his own current and has risen in this. So just remember, you also have your own channel. You can access truth. You can access wisdom. It's a matter of belief and knowledge because you have it stored within you, yet it is also flowing to you from the universe, from the earth, from humanity, and all of the players in between. So, Dawn of Disclosure, that is going to be January 3rd through 5th. And if you're thinking, man, that is so far away, if only there was something exciting I could experience sooner. Well, we have the perfect thing for you. We have two perfect things for you. This Saturday and Sunday, we are going to be offering some powerful events. This Saturday, we are going to be offering the telepathic golden phone. This is December 14th, and this is a RYOKAH channeling. So this is all Sasanian information. And in this transmission, he's going to be bringing forth insights about how to telepathically commune with your future self. This is all about matching the vibration of the future self. It is a class on training vibrational resonance. So you can match the frequency, not just of your ideal future self, but you can also match the frequency of whatever you desire. But of course, the most important thing to desire out of all the things you could desire is a healthy, immortal relationship with the true you, the foundational you, that level of self that is undying, immortal, eternal, that was born from love and that creates from love. That is the telepathic golden phone. On the 15th, Sunday, from about 11 a.m. to about 1 p.m., approximately 3 hours, we are going to be offering the Mind of Magnetism course. And this is where I, Starshine, and RYOKAH are going to be talking about how to use your mind, your consciousness, to create the reality you want. Affirmation technology, law of attraction, quantum vortex. All of these things we're going to be getting into. We're going to be talking about how to refine the thought so the thought creates what is desired. Not only this, we are going to be talking about relationships, how to use your thoughts, your attention, your ears, and your tongue to be an amazing communicator, to be able to get your ideas across to others. We are going to share with you how to speak in ways that allow for the dreams you hold to manifest. Aleister Crowley defined the word abracadabra as I create as I speak. And that is the Mind of Magnetism. And that is going to be December 15th from 11 a.m. to about 1 p.m. So we'll see you guys there. The tickets for this are on the galacticguide.com website if you would like to access those. So we appreciate you being here and tuning in for these updates. And now we are going to dive in to our channeling transmission. RYOKAH is going to bring forth some information, some unique teachings to help illuminate the path, so that way we can all together have a sense of what's happening energetically and what is happening on the higher dimensional levels and on the, you could say, lower dimensional levels, subdimensional levels, that which is beneath the surface, right? We want higher and lower, right? We want to know what's behind the scenes. We also want to know what is on the stage. Both are important. And then from here, we're going to take some questions. So we encourage you to bring your favorite questions and ask well, and we shall answer very well. To mirror your greatness, to mirror your power, and to mirror your knowledge. So enjoy. We thank you for joining us for this creative interaction and exchange that we share with one another this day, this evening of your times. Host, Starshine, how are you?
Very well, my friends. Welcome back. It's great to see you again. We've missed you.
And we are happy to be back. And remember, even when we are apparently far away, remember, psychically, we are all one. We share a heart and the same energy we emanate in these transmissions. We are emanating behind the scenes, even when these words are not being directly spoken through this particular conduit. So we appreciate you keeping your heart open and summoning us forth once again.
Great to have you here, my friend.
Of course. And it is great to have all of you here. We thank you for joining us. We are going to begin the transmission by addressing a very potent gateway that you will all be moving through very soon. Keep in mind that there is a powerful transition point coming up, and that is your transition point into 2025. But you are also going to be, many of you in the northern hemispheres, first, transitioning through, fourth, the winter solstice. And this winter solstice point is a point that is going to invite many new souls into the collective experience. As you know, there is an astral plane where many souls whom are choosing to be born will reside before they take on a body within the fetus. And many of these souls that are coming forth at this time, these souls are the quote-unquote reincarnated souls of what you would consider to be the magical people whom were wiped out. You have people burned at the stakes. Yes, you have your crusades. You have the conquistadors. You have many spiritual groups, yes, whom have lost their lives. At this time, many of them are returning. Many of them will be, quote unquote, reborn into your civilization, into your society, right in the nick of time, as you said, because you are going to be moving into 2025. When you move into 2025, Everything is going to accelerate. These beings are coming forth to help you in that acceleration. One moment, there is a knock on the channel's door. We must tend to this knocking. We shall return in just a moment. We're going to bring him out of the trance so he can see what is there for him to see. All right, and we thank you all for your patience. We will return now to the transmission. We thank you for allowing us to deliver this information. Keep in mind that once you are on the other side of this 2025 portal, you're going to find that many things within your life begin to accelerate. The power of 9, which is 2025. This power is going to multiply everything in your life. So be prepared. Do not be foolish during this time. Everything will accelerate. If you are taking it very easy, you're not applying yourself, you will accelerate into that direction, 2025. Be cautious. Be bold. At the same time, can you hold that extreme? Can you hold that balance? That's your challenge. When I say be cautious, what do I mean? Do not act in a way that is going to cause you to steer your ship off course. What is that which is off course? That which is deviant from your own self-chosen North Star, your highest value, your highest ideal, your highest purpose, your highest direction. That is where you are focusing. If you are not focusing there, but you are focusing on lesser things, this is the caution. You will accelerate into those directions of lesser things once you go into 2025. So focus on that which is higher. In 2025, the lunar powers will accelerate your progress, your momentum, and your relationship to that higher value, to that higher ideal. It is important that you do this. For after 9 comes 10, 1 and 0. Yes, it's a split, you see. So after 2025, after 9, the next number in the sequence is 10. 1 equaling a new creation, a new beginning. 0 representing reduction, baseline. So, in terms of your lives, what you focus upon, is it yielding unity? Is it yielding that which nourishes the life force, that which animates existence? Or is that which you nourish reductive, diminutive? Does it take away? Does it reduce? Does it subtract from the life force, you say? Is it more like a 1, existence, or is it more like a 0, non-existence? Remember, both existence and non-existence support one another as a yin-yang balance, a yin-yang pair. Together they are creation. Yet, you can channel the life force in ways that are helpful, in ways that are hurtful. You can channel the anti-life force of non-existence in ways that are helpful, in ways that are hurtful. It's all about the application of these things. But after 9 comes 10. 1, 0. Those that are aligned with their North Star, their purpose, their passion, their true spiritual self, you will rise. This will be a year of acceleration for you. It is the year of 1, the year of unity, once you move past 2025 into those following years. For others, it may be very reductive. It will bring things down to a 0 if you are focusing on the things that reduce. So Just because things get brought to a zero, it doesn't mean you're in the negative. It doesn't mean you're in the red. It's similar to the Tower Tarot card. The tower gets struck by lightning and everything is reduced, but life goes on. When things are reduced, they are neutralized. Similar to fertile soil, they can grow again. So when you have loss in your life, remember that new life comes from it. We are letting you know that the power of 9 will lead you to the powers, the realities behind number 1, and of course, the abstract number 0. So use this time well. Focus on that which is higher. What do you stand for? What are you sharing? What is your service? And what is it that calls you forward? Because remember, there are many voices screaming sometimes for your attention, whispering for your attention. But what is the voice that speaks to your soul? That is the voice to follow, and it does not speak any language other than the language of life itself. So it's not going to speak to you in English necessarily, or Japanese, or Korean. It may use the synchronicity of language to call you forth, but sometimes that voice will call you in many ways. But follow this. Follow, first and foremost, the light within you. Because the light within you will be reflected back to you by synchronicities in your reality. And that will give you the clues as to what direction to move into externally. But if you go just off synchronicity and not gut intuition, you might misread the synchronicity. If you go just off synchronicity and gut intuition, you might be getting intuitive messages crossed. So it's good to have a sharp logical mind that understands symbols. If you stack yourself with these things, these understandings, your inner light, a noticing of the synchronicities that reflect your inner light back to you, your gut instinct, and your esoteric understanding, these 4 things. If you are armed with these 4 things, you will know which way to move. There's no need for fight or flight if you know and recognize that everything fundamentally is all right. So we will take at this time your questions. We thank you for receiving this information. And we thank you for the pardoning during the interruption, which is, of course, something that happens when you are interacting with physicality. Things don't always go according to the plans of those whom are physical, and that's all right. So at this time, please begin with your questions, and we shall take.
Great. So let's get started. So in the US, in certain places like New Jersey, we've been having certain drones, and somebody's asking if those are of ET origins.
They are not of ET origins, no. Most of them are military experimental in nature.
Okay, and is that going to happen in the future, perhaps?
The manifestation of ET drone technologies?
Yes, or them appearing as, and we think it's drones, but they're not.
Using drones to act as a type of screen image, camouflage, you mean? Something like this?
Yes.
Sure. This has been done, as we have said. Extraterrestrials oftentimes will use whatever screen images are convenient. So sometimes it's airplanes, sometimes it's blimps. And yes, it can be drones. But not always is it this. Sometimes you are simply observing drone technology that is perhaps being newly unveiled, tested, things like this. So some drones are tested deep underground in expansive, you could say, testing sites. Others are tested on the surface. So these are perhaps more exotic drones, but ETs can use drones as screen image and camouflage.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Up next, how can we develop our astral senses?
The idea is to charge the senses with energy. So all organs on your body have chakras. All glands, all structures really have chakras. Even the DNA has an energy body, the genome itself. And there are energy portals, chakras, within the genomic body and form. So with the psychic senses, remember, your eyes have chakras, ears have chakras, nose has chakras, tongue has chakras. Find the chakra. It is the most sensitive location relevant to the sense organ you are charging. So if it's eyes, put your mind into the center of your eyes and feel the most, you could say, active stimulating area. That's the center of the chakra. From here, the idea is to breathe in color, breathe in light. You can even breathe in symbols of psychic power. There's many to choose from. But pick a color, pick a feeling, put an emotion into it. Maybe that emotion or feeling is clarity. Maybe it is kindness. Yes, maybe you're looking to awaken your astral eyes to become somewhat all-knowing from a visionary standpoint. Perhaps it is desireful to be kind in your point of view as you become more aware of all of the details, yes? Imagine being visually omniscient, but being judgmental and critical of everything you see. That would be a torturous hell, wouldn't it? So if you're going to activate your psychic vision for omniscience, for example, you could put programs into your eyes in the center point in the chakra that says, may my eyes and psychic vision awaken with goodness, clarity, and kindness. And may I see truth, objective truth, higher truth in all situations. May I see clearly and transparently. Leolam Amen, which means forever and ever Amen. You can use whatever terminology you like. But put those prayers, those colors, those symbols, those feelings into the chakras of the eyes, for example, and it will be. Now, it's not just a matter of charging the chakra and putting the prayer into it, and now all of a sudden you have omniscient vision. No. You set the stage for the omniscient vision. You then have to sit down and train it. That means look into a scrying mirror, a black obsidian mirror, or scry into fire, or a bowl of, you could say, soup or tea leaves or something like that, but look into something that gives you a reflection and practice the psychic skill of scrying. If you want to do that for psychic hearing, there's a whole regimen. If you want to do it for psychic smelling, there's a whole regimen. This is why we teach the mystery school with the channel. So if you want to learn these things, come and train. We will teach you if you are truly ready, if you are prepared for the activations and the responsibility that comes with such power. But we teach this through the channel, and the channel teaches it with us, alongside us, as you could say, our teacher assistant. So if this is of genuine interest to you, or any of you, that is available for those whom are eager and are willing to seriously adopt these abilities into their lives.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Up next, will contact with ETs also create opportunities for contact with other beings, such as Sasquatch, elementals, or our ancestors?
Absolutely, because there are two categories, really. There's a third, but there's really two, as it relates to humans and your view of things. You have beings that are real, and you have beings that are imaginary, yes? So many people have put ET in the imaginary category. But think of these two groups as circles, yes? They overlap and form a vesica Pisces. Yes, think of two spheres that overlap and form an almond geometry in the center. ETs are now in that almond geometry point. Yes, they're in that sliver. So, because you're willing to accept ETs, you're willing to accept other beings. Now, other beings that are in the category of unreal and imaginary, now they're able to move into the almond sliver. Once you accept ETs, the ETs will help you to accept other beings that were previously considered to be imaginary. Remember, if you convince an entire species that another species is imaginary, the other species will disappear if they believe it hard enough. You start believing in these beings again, they come back because that is the power of the human belief system. You see? We are unreal when you say we are unreal. We are real when you declare us to be so. We become so real that we walk amongst you. This is not just how things are with us. Everything you have ever manifested follows the same premise.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Up next, we have a bit of a funny question. What is ET mental communication like? So for instance, when a gray, let's say he does something quote unquote wrong, will an insectoid being step in and joke with him? Like, what are you doing? Do they have humor?
Yes, this does happen. Yes, yes, yes. The mantid being or whomever is commenting may not interfere and stop it, but yes, they may, out of curiosity or perhaps out of wanting to redirect things, they may enter in telepathically and bring those questions. Yes, this happens. And it can be whimsical. If humans were to observe it, you would find it whimsical. Humor sometimes is used, yes, all types of things. So there is a whole dynamic. There is a whole story that plays out on many levels in what you would consider to be the extra dimensional realities that the extraterrestrial beings you all talk about occupy. There are many interesting dynamics. Some of them are a little familiar to what you have on Earth. Some of them are completely different in terms of the value structure, the dynamics, how beings relate. Remember that on Earth, one of the common motivators that people operate from is fear, which is your survival instinct. There's nothing wrong with that, but it does lock you into a certain level of capability and consciousness. So just as you have members of your society who are motivated by love, you have others that are motivated by fear. The same is the case in the cosmos, but the fear-based realities, they're a little lower and they're a little less fearful than what you have on Earth. It's more about creating an immortal level of relevance, extending the ability for consciousness to exist in a continuous state, while certain desires enjoyable to that consciousness are able to be fulfilled. That's the motivation. It's a service to self-motivation. It's not so much based in fear, but it is based in what you would call service to self. And in that way, there is a similarity. But beyond that lower level of the astral plane, you have higher levels where the beings there, you could say the currency is the amount of love one can generate, the amount of positive energy. Imagine positive energy as the currency, the exchange. That's the motivator. That's what is shared. And positive energy can take on many forms. You have joy, you have acceptance, you have love, you have ecstasy, you have strength, you have wisdom, you have generosity. You have all of these different frequencies of positive light. These are the energies that are shared. The virtues, these are the currencies, these are the treasures that the higher ETs use, the higher ascended masters. So there are service to self dynamics on the lower levels, service to others on the higher levels, just as you have on Earth, as above, so below. And at this time, we shall return the channel to a normal state so he may attend to his many affairs. We thank you for joining us, and we invite you to join us this Saturday for the transmission, the telepathic golden phone, where we shall guide all of you as to how you can most easily and directly commune telepathically with your preferred solar future self, whom emanates a heart of love and a creative genius that burns as bright as your soul. Good day, our unconditional love to you now and forever. Amen.
Ate.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much. I hope you had a great time. Fabulous questions. And I hope you enjoyed the intro. It's going to be a powerful year, 2025. And we look forward to seeing you guys at Dawn of Disclosure. That's going to be a heck of a good time. And I'll be seeing you all this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of new skills, a lot of new knowledge. So if you are psyched about self-development, if you are ready to rise in your capability and power, we'll see you there.